of a run for their money with their insane ability to sustain. And so now I'm super excited to see how NTHX is going to be able to deal with this light setup.
I think the most interesting thing here, honestly, you didn't point out, was that both NTHX and BKO fought the legendary, the no stay on point Frog Tree.
Frog 3.
Frog Tree.
And so now, they started the day with those kind of expectations, right? Of like,
Right.
oh yeah, like teams in this circuit, they're just not staying on point. They're not like actually playing the game. But now we get NTHX who really, really wants this win. And we got BKO who are out here grinding day and night to make this work for them. And they are here to show off. Honestly, this is probably more exciting for me than the grand finals, is to see BKO versus NTHX, teams that should be meeting in the next one, the grand finals, but they're here right now. So the stakes are even higher. Let's look at the picks and bans, and there's going to be another different setup. Sis Horizon to start.
Las Vegas to follow up, and Decider
Going to be on Monaco, tried and true, but I'm curious to see Sis Horizon because this is an NTHX pick, and when we saw NTHX on Sis Horizon, they didn't look pretty solid. But then when it comes to BKO, we just watched them have a win on Sis Horizon, but that win was only so close to being a loss.
Well, I'm gonna give you the the cooking of the idea here.
Okay.
NTHX are playing Sis Horizon because they know they're gonna have the rematch here later on. And so maybe it's time to get some practice in on a team they think they can potentially beat 2 games in a row, even they lose the first one. And so they're just gonna pick up Horizon here to make sure that they got an idea of how to play around it later. So that's my idea. So we'll see.
I see. And it looks like we are getting closer and closer to seeing that Sis Horizon map play out. I'm so excited just because of the fact that, we're seeing NTHX now getting ready to deal with a light player like Kelcam. And I mean, NTHX, they have so much reliance on that double, not on that double heal, but on that dematerializer for the ability to find those entries, right? But this is also super good for BKO because now their biggest enemy, right, is that double healer setup. They're already not playing against it. So, I mean, these two teams are pretty well matched against each other. I'm excited to jump in and look at it.
And I'm excited to be here to watch it with you. That is the plan I have here for today. And I mean, I've got like 2 more games with you after this. So we've got quite a show. We've got quite the show here for you guys today. But with that being said, though, we have to make sure that we have to get all of these games out proper because BKO, as they're setting out against NTHX, this could be their last run here before they have to tell themselves, right, we're going to pack up and go for the qualifier street. And so,
yeah, I mean, let's.
Who do you think is gonna win?
Let's talk about at least like the map setup, right? Because Sis Horizon, when you're playing with that light player, it's very, very intricate in the way that you have to set up those team fights. NTHX doesn't have to worry about that too much because instead of a light player, they have that dematerializer, which allows them to go into entire other rooms or other angles and just make the fights themselves. But either way, it is going to be a heavy, a medium healer, and a skirmisher. And so it's going to be the skirmishing light versus the this is not Sis Horizon.
No, it's not.
This is Las Vegas. And well, we're starting on map 2, which is totally fine by me. But looking at Las Vegas, the fights will already start off, and it looks like they're starting off in favor of NTHX, but the res is going to come through from BKO as they get a little bit of sustain, and immediately the tides are turned. Now it looks like NTHX is very, very unfortunate where they're unable to get through on this fight.
Well, I'm hearing a little bit that the maps are actually reverse order, but that's all kind and good here because I mean the teams are correct. So hey, you know what? That's fine. Let's carry on with it. But the one thing I'm really weirded out is who paid this 4th actor to join the side of either NTHX or BKO.
No, it's good because on the bottom we can see
Yeah, we have
NTHX POV.
NTHX.
On the top we got the BKO POV, and most importantly though, that Kelcam light gameplay. So BKO are going to be in control of the vault here, and looks like they're getting ready to set up. While we're looking over at NTHX, they try to figure out where they can gatekeep from. But Kelcam has a very good position right here. All they need to do is get a gateway into the cash out they want to go for, and it's a free rotation away from the
Right.
gatekeep.
Alright, I'm running, bro.
So with that already being said, they're gonna try to continuously rush for it, and right now their position and of course advantage is going to lean towards into BKO. They're already pushing out to cash out A here, and so
Oh,
they
look at
saw
the
one. Never
gateways.
mind.
Perfect gateways here. Like I said, the free rotation, not have to worry about it. And now the full team has been transported into cash out A. BKO, very solid in this approach here. NTHX almost looked like they had no idea what was happening. They were still trying to challenge the guys on the top of the roof.
Ooh.
Here it comes. The fight has begun.
I'm looking for
The
Psycho,
glitch grenades are out. Kelcam looking for his angles. MXKX and Oppenheimer take the first duel head on. Look at this perfect skirmish, but MXKX goes down. Kelcam able to at least get one refrag here. Ploppy, but will Ploppy get healed up as Oppenheimer goes down? Looks like there is going to be Carbon Magma going down. It's a heavy versus a light here. Only 10 HP, and it's Kelcam who stays in the lead up on top, and that's BKO's light skirmisher doing the work.
Allez, on le tient le light, on le tient, faut le faire.
C'est maintenant, allez.
Il y a un C4 sur le port.
Ooh, right now, timer is gonna tick down to the halfway mark here, and as we have teams kind of just respawning, get ready to group up for what seems to be the last fight for this first $10,000. I've got to be honest with you, I don't really know what the strategy going into is other than just group up and beat them till they die.
Yeah, they've got to start strong with an opening RPG. They've got to take out Kelcam. Kelcam already taking one of their players down to 1 HP. Look at the insane damage output from that LH1. Carbon Magma still unable to get healed up at the current moment. Floppy getting ready to get them in with the pad. No RPG fired just yet here, but unfortunately for NTHX, they're not going to be able to find an easy entry as BKO drops down to the bottom to play from underneath. They have already dropped the cash out onto the landing, and as the cash out drops even further, NTHX is losing time and losing angles. They try to force in the steal. Is BKO going to be ready for it? BKO does some damage, takes out one, takes out two, and the third goes down in a hail of gunfire, and that's BKO securing the first cash out for this series.
And that is kind of a real rough one coming in for, of course, NTHX here, who has been showing quite strong plays, but just a little bit shy of the win here. But this is only one cash out. They still have two more technically to work with, so let's see if they can turn this around.
I have the same thing. Like, this is like a wallet, is fucking desktop mic. And
Taking the time here on Vault 2, and NTHX going to be equally taking their time for this because they know that last time they tried to play the, stay on the high rise and play the gatekeep, didn't work out too well for them here. Kelcam has those gateways on lock. With that 70-meter teleportation, they can secure a very easy rotate here. The question is going to be, is Oppenheimer and MXKX ready for the next fight? Because they did look stable on the start, but it was only because of Kelcam's clutch that they were able to hold on. And as NTHX tries to get this opening before they make their way to a cash out, curious to see if this is going to be a more aggressive approach from NTHX. Looking like it is.
Yeah. Oh, right now we do see a little bit of a scuffle coming in here, and there we have it already going here. The barricade is set up here, and they're able to take it down to half, turning this around here to a quarter, and unfortunately the ruler has to be switched out here. Luck is not on their side for this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a fumble here. BKO just throwing them the vault. And now BKO is getting ready to see if they're going to play ball. And see if it's going to be a game of fetch here. Well, now looks like a little bit of the roof is collapsing. Oppenheimer seeing this as a potential entry. NTHX, look at this. They're holding on for dear life up the top of this building. Now they have secured the vault, and they're getting ready to take it into the cash out, but still no fight has been won yet. BKO just poking and prodding the side. See Kelcam up on the rooftop, jumping back down the elevator shaft. Ploppy almost losing this fight here as he loses the height. Goes down to 1 HP. Looks like the chase is going to come through from Kelcam. He is going to be able to take him out, but at a heavy cost to his own HP. However, NTHX is not going to be in a good position to get this res. If they do, they will be finding themselves trapped between a rock and a hard place as BKO tries to collapse in on them for it.
Ooh, and this rock and a hard place you're talking about, I can definitely see what's happening here, as they're unable to really just make any headways here. They know that their teammates are a little bit out of the count here, but if they go for it, right, they have this situation where, like, look at that, they completely destroy the floor, and now you're kind of stuck again trying to save your teammate who just can't reach you.
And they didn't even need to anyway because he had a coin. And that's going to be 2 kills there for BKO as NTHX's final member rotates in the long way after coining. So we will see BKO at least holding control over Vault 2. Let's see if they're going to be able to get it started into a cash out, because right now looks like they're just biding their time and trying to take more team fights, get more comfortable with their opponents.
I mean, I understand the idea, right? When you have everything you need set up for you, I mean, it's pretty much a bunker that you can just wait out rather than having to keep pushing and initiating here. But from the back here, NTHX has lost one of their teammates here, and now that cash out is really nearby towards B here. They have the bolt hold on to, they have to just make their way across here, and they're losing just a little bit of time for the small little mistakes that they make from just trying to jump over and failing.
And this is going to be a solid start up for BKO here. We can already see that they're just getting stable, using the goo to try to make their own map in some way, shape, or form. Now we're also seeing Kelcam and Oppenheimer figuring out where the push is coming from. They took a little bit of damage, but it's not going to matter too much. The information that they got from that, knowing where NTHX is going to pull from, is super important. But looks like their setup is going to have to change up just a little bit as NTHX dives onto the objective. MXKX going to have to cancel this seal now, but it looks like they are doing enough. NTHX unable to hold on as BKO deals some extra damage on the forefront of this fight here. Heavy's going to go down immediately. Ploppy is going to be able to refrag one Heavy, though, but as the kills come through, it's a team wipe for NTHX, and BKO stays stable. Huge clutch from MXKX.
Ooh, and right now, situation is looking a lot more dire here as a countdown is at halfway mark here, and we are giving it this $10,000 to what is leading team right now, and that again is of course going to go to BKO. And so now situation is going to be in this weird spot of like, can they turn this around? Because I mean, NTHX is in such the position where if they don't push in, they don't take initiative to do it, timer's gonna run out. So we're gonna see if they can go aggressive here, or just gonna lay back once again and turn this into a snooze fest.
Exactly, because this is not the NTHX we're used to seeing, but at the same time, NTHX, they're not used to dealing with this light skirmisher. They try to do a lot of damage, but look at this backing up into the gas with no healer. Noli going down to very low HP. Will BKO be able to capitalize on this? Every member of NTHX is down to basically 1 HP, but Kelcam and Oppenheimer pick up the first 2 kills. There's the RPG, and the final kill comes through. BKO going to be walking away with a flawless map 1.
And that's just only one of many maps that could potentially go down here. So I'm really excited to see whether they can continue to replicate the strategy here moving forward. As we now see, this is going to be a hard fight, hard fought match here. Both teams lost to, both teams won from 3, but now they got to win someone up on top on the finals here. And so winning is not an option. They have to win if they want to carry on. Otherwise, there's that. But I do recall one thing already. You did want to mention our one-shot MVP after that map. So why don't you do that right now?
Exactly. Yeah, so excited to talk about this because while One Shot Energy is going to be giving a care package to our winning teams, they're also going to be giving a care package to the winner of the One Shot MVP. So that is something that you, chat, are going to be able to vote in on. So let's go ahead and take a look at the One Shot MVP little leaderboard bracket that we've got going on here.
No, looking at it, I totally understand what's going on. Other than the fact that I have no idea what's going on, because I really just want to see
we're
who's
not
the
looking
MVP.
at it yet.
Yeah, we're not looking at it yet. I mean, like honestly, I mean, who could possibly be the MVP? I'm not too sure. But
I mean, there's a lot of players that you could vote for, right? So so voting for each individual player, it's going to be the best performer of the match, and then the best performer of each team we get to vote on. There is going to be a Twitter poll here. If you go to !MVP, there it is. You can vote on NTHX.com, formerly Twitter. And the players that we're going to be able to vote for here on BKO, Kelcam, the light demon with the gateways and the glitch grenades. On the side of LRC, there is Blacks. On the side of NTHX, we've got Ploppy, the dematerializer himself, and on No Name, Silicum V1. We didn't get to see a lot of gameplay from LRC or No Name, but remember that they did put up an insane fight, and LRC is going to be the final champions here. So everybody, go ahead and vote for your favorite team member there of the MVP of the event on that Twitter link.
I'm kind of seeing a pattern here. Vote for me, guys. I want to be the one-shot MVP.
I don't think you're on the list, Nitera. I don't, maybe in qualifiers 3, all right? Maybe. But
Maybe.
you have to also be good at the game, Nitera.
I've got a week. We can make something work. You're my coach, right? You were talking. We were talking about the seeds. That you were a coach, right? So maybe you can. Do something
I could be. But yeah, so that is going to be the yeah, honestly, the defib kill might be who I end up voting for. That just given the fact that that was LRC with the defib kill. I think that is deserving of a care package. As much as I love Kelcam, Kelcam, you know, opens up a lot of opportunities for the team. Opens up so much with that stun gun, with the glitch grenades, but LRC got a defibrillator kill.
The defibrillator kill really came in hard.
Like who you really gonna vote for at the end of the day?
Oh my god, there's so much to vote for. But I think my vote, I know who my vote's going for, but it's just really hard to split like one vote into 3. And that's gonna go to.
I mean, I gotta say, remember, the entirety of France is out here in chat supporting NTHX, so that is gonna be a good support.
Thank you for the absolute vote goes down to team none other than Frog Tree, actually.
Oh no!
I'll be honest with you, right? One thing I like to see is comeback story. You know, if Frog Tree wins this one-shot MVP, I personally feel that they may have a chance to come back for Qualifier 3 and turn something around from there. I want to
for Frog 3, instead of voting MVP, I could vote the NPP, not playing on point. But honestly, everybody, go ahead in chat and give your votes to whoever deserves it in your eyes. We are getting ready to jump into the lobby here, and this is what it looks like, setting up for that private lobby. Again, a few issues. It's not as easy as just jumping in at any given time. When you are in these situations for the custom lobbies, sometimes the players will just not be able to connect. It'll show, and then it just won't work. If you've been playing in scrims, you kind of know that sometimes it's just not even going to start off. But I will say that if you go in, you vote for your one-shot MVP right now, the match will get started faster. I don't even make that rule. That's just the universe. That's how it works.
That is how it works.
If you vote for the one-shot MVP, we'll actually get into the game. Just letting you know that's how that works.
Well, we're gonna see how this goes. But NTHX has a tough hill to climb against BKO right now, which, I mean, like, it's kind of hard to see who can win this. I mean, we might see a reverse 2-0 sweep here, or in return we just get a 2-0 on the other side. I mean, both teams played it really well. I really don't have any opinions on this one. What about you, Artie?
I mean, we are going to be jumping into Cis Horizon, right? And that is going to be a map where BKO has traditionally struggled, especially given the fact that in their last performance that we saw them on this map, that it went to the third cash out, and they won both cash outs by a last-second steal. So it really could go either way, especially when it comes to which cash outs they're actually granted when it comes into loading into the map. Now, we're watching this here. Once again, you've got NTHX on the bottom of your screen and BKO up on the top of your screen. And now the question is, what are the vault spawns? What are the cash out spawns? And who will take advantage of them first?
Ooh, already I see quite a strong aggressive start coming in here. I mean, just moving around, right? But how they're gonna puff about here is gonna be the interesting thing. Are they gonna start from the bottom and climb their way up into the building, or do you think they have like a jump pad push themselves in through that? And personally, that's gonna be the real decision maker here, as they are gonna be able to engage them so early because of the jump pad.
Yeah, that early engagement jump pad is how it happens. Honestly, it's just the #1 way BKO starts their fights, and I love seeing this where Calcam just goes for the skirmishes. You can see their playstyle. MXKX and Up, they're locked into each other so that they can get that heal, get that damage output, and that shield. Calcam always looking for the side angle, pulling the crosshairs away from the main team, pulling everyone away. Look at this. Unfortunately, gonna be not able to hit the stun gun in time. The RPG does connect. Kelcam does end up going out despite the heals coming through from MXKX. But NTHX, they're only down to one heavy player. So it's a 1v2 situation, but it is the only player that would be able to win this. And there we go. Oppenheimer goes out. That is going to be a team wipe now. Now it is just NTHX in charge of the vault. Let's see where they end up going for.
Right, and now that they have as well the vault, like you said, they have to see whether they can first of all deliver this to cash out A, and afterwards play on towards cash out A and how they're gonna defend this. Because the main thing they're going to go for, unfortunately, they missed out that pickup here into the next level. But at the very least, they did realize that hey, cash out A is actually on this level. We don't have to hard commit anything.
Yeah, and this is a very good space to hold. So this is out here in the library section of the map where you have a lot more silent corridors. So this is probably going to be easier for BKO to actually come in and take. But the thing is, NTHX, they look like they have a plan ready for it. So as the cross happens, they get all the way over to their side of the map. Now it's going to be how BKO decides to enter. We are most likely going to be seeing a little bit of that RPG action, but the jump pad is hard to hit here because the fact that it's so enclosed. So as things get rocking and rolling, we're going to see where that opening comes from.
Ooh, not really sure how they can make this one work here. They're going to start engaged right now. They're going to pick up one on the side of it. Util is down, and now they're gonna try to see if we can find anyone else here. No more covers to go. They have to try to fight this one out.
Can you open up this wall with C4?
Out here, it is going to be a little bit of a stagnant fight. Remember, BKO knows how to play with the timer. Here it is, Kelcam coming in for the stun. He misses the stun. It's going to be a little bit of a massive miss as the DMAT comes through to actually clear Kelcam off the point. And as Oppenheimer and Kelcam and MXKX all go down, it does look like NTHX comes in control of the first cash out.
Ooh, this is not looking too hard here. I mean, we have an understanding of who can really make this one work here. But if we look at the economy in general here, not looking too good. We have definitely a very strange situation for themselves here. And NTHX has no way of picking this one up for themselves other than they just wait it out. They have to hold this down right away. And I think this is basically going to be it. So long as they don't get a steal or anything, they are fine.
Yeah, I think that NTHX is stable here. BKO knows that they don't have time to get this steal, so if they are going to go for it, it's going to be a very interesting play. The stun hits, but he's only buying time for a steal that's not happening. At the very least, I think that was more of a statement piece.
Damn, coming to be said like that. I mean, I really didn't want to have to be that guy, but wow, calling me out.
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's all about timing. And in this game, the approach to timing is that you have to just make it to where if you win the fight, the other team does not have a second chance, because the second chance after they learn and develop and can think of a strategy is where things can get kind of scary. So NTHX, they're set up pretty nice right now for this next cash out. However, BKO is in a good position to just set up a gateway between both and can gatekeep both at the same time. That is probably going to be what Kelcam wants to try and do here, unless the team just decides to straight up ape the vault anyway.
Ooh, it's very interesting to say the least here. Now they're going to push through all the weird habits everyone has about going through this map here, and then it's going to be not stuff because they have a dematerializer and of course the mod destruction is going on around this map.
Yeah, and this is a good showing from Oppenheimer, but unfortunately not going to be enough. MXKX is not in the running to keep him healed up, and we're going to see the effects of that immediately as MXKX and Oppenheimer go down. So this is showing NTHX, They know what they're doing on this map. And I told you this map was pretty weak for BKO, especially given the fact that Kelcam has a lot fewer angles that he can skirmish from. And on the other side of NTHX, they're not playing double heals, but that dematerializer opens up that skirmisher gameplay type, allowing them to have that same impact that a light player can have, even without the glitch grenades or the stun guns.
Right, so right now in this weird position, I mean, the first thing you need to remember is that the correct way to make a removal is the player removal. There's absolutely no way they can do anything about it if you just remove them altogether. And so that's what they should probably do instead of putting a stun gun. Well, one stun gun can definitely stop them. It's not going to be enough to stop the entire team, right? Oh, here we go. Trying to take this fight right now. We just see a little bit of brown hair. They just trying to break the immersion right real quick here. As we do see a situation coming in right now. This is going to be real rough here. The dome shoot coming out here, and this
big damage.
Yeah, big damage coming in for sure. Pushing it around, cover corner. They do pick up one for the side here, and that is like a
big stability is what I can say that. So all that was BKO found out exactly what the correct approach was for that situation, given the information they got from the first fight, and they pushed it. They pushed it hard. NTHX, you saw their setup all the way off to the side. They were pushed away from their APS, and the dematerializer didn't have any options there. So this was just a sitting duck moment for NTHX. If they played underneath it, maybe that would have gone differently, but now it's time for them to do just that. They can dematerialize the floor underneath the cash out and then rematerialize it right above it, cutting BKO off from the point. We're going to see that happen now as the cash out falls, but we are going to see the commit of the RPG to make sure that the floor stays open. The glitch grenades can go in. This is going to cut off the heals, cut off the dematerializer, and cut off the heavy. But look at this. Oppenheimer is going to be dealing a massive amount of damage, but it's NTHX who comes through to actually deal even more.
Ooh.
We are seeing the trades come through, and it's down to the wire, but the heals and the reses come up. Oppenheimer is going to be able to stay alive for just a little bit longer, and it is showing that BKO is good for one cash out before getting wiped by the gas.
Ooh, right now situation is looking very dire here, as we are gonna see that it is kind of weird. Like, you know, I don't really want to be here situation, right? They are down one. They don't have the bolt on standby. They don't have any place to. They have to figure out which cash out they want to go even, and it could just be intercepted halfway through any of that. So right now, first mover initiative has to go to not BKO but rather team NTHX.
Yeah, when it comes down to this control, right, BKO has a lot more options for getting that cross. Like we saw in Vegas, where, you know, we see Kelcam set up the gateways to get a clean cross through to any of the cash outs. But also, look at the cash out spawns. They're pretty much stacked in a row on top of each other. This is going to make the rotation really easy for NTHX to decide exactly how they want to do this. But we see Kelcam getting picked off super early. This isn't as impactful as NTHX might think it is, because NTHX pushing for this approach right now, but at the same time, remember, we're not in the true finals format. This is a quick cash 3v3, so with unlimited coins and a lower timer, Kelcam's going to be able to get back very quickly here.
So we're going to see whether they can carry on this momentum as well as they push in for it. I mean, scores even right now. This is basically the last trade they can possibly get. So it's going to come down to the wire.
Yep, this is it. This is the last cash out, and it is going to be over here on cash out D. Now, watching as NTHX sets up for this fight, they're going for the height approach here. It looks like it's going to be super solid as BKO cannot find a way to enter. Locked into the site there, NTHX with their barricades and APS. Gonna make it very, very difficult for Oppenheimer and MXKX to even make their entry, let alone for Kelcam to find the skirmish angle. But here we go. MXKX, massive damage here. NTHX can't get the sustain as they get their heavy separated from them. Now it's down to a 3-on-2 situation. The healer is going to need to desperately try to get in to res the heavy, but they're cut off. They're backing out. They're letting BKO actually retain control of the cash out as Kelcam separates one more. It's just one medium on NTHX, and as he goes down, that is a separate win for BKO, who now has control of the cash out and now has control of the last team fight of the map.
Ooh, that was kind of lined out here. You think you get it?
NTHX on the res. One team fight, all they have time for, so they need to make it count.
They have to.
Opening with a DMAT, opening with a grenade, opening with an RPG, anything they can do to get that initial chip damage to give them any edge that they can find. Kelcam gonna try to use the stun gun, try to stay alive as long as possible. Blitz grenade gonna start off strong, gonna hit, and that means no heals right now for NTHX. They're backing off, but they don't have much time. The cash out has fallen down by 1 level. The DMAT and the barricade is going to be making the map exactly how they need it for them. The dome shield comes out with one more barricade as well. Oppenheimer struggling to deal some damage here. It looks like one player will go out for NTHX 2 with one trade. NTHX gets wiped, and that's BKO taking the clean victory here, taking map 2, and that is going to be the end of the line for NTHX. A well-fought battle, a hard-fought victory for BKO, but an insane showing of NA versus EU. What an incredible lower bracket finals to see. That was insane.
That was crazy, to say the least. In fact, I realized that the fights took so long that you were actually just kind of holding on to kind of the entire game already, which was insane to me, because like I really love the situations that happened here, and like you passing it off to me to understand like and break it down as well for everyone here at home. But that's crazy.
That was a one intense, super long fight. But
right.
Yeah, so,
it just kept weaving on and on.
Exactly. And the way that the fight ended up coming through, I mean, there is still so much reliance on that utility. And that's the thing. A team like NTHX, as soon as you get hit with that glitch grenade, suddenly everything falls apart.
Just kind of, bookie to the wookie, I guess.
Exactly. And, well, folks, we do have a grand final on the way, and this is going to be super, super interesting because, well, Nitera, do you want to recap the events of the day?
Yeah, so if we go through the brackets here for today for qualifiers 2, this is first of all the first stream that we're having for the qualifiers. Even though it's not the first one, we are having our first stream on qualifiers 2, so remember that first. And we started off the day with NTHX Esports versus Frog3, where we started to understand how Frog3's mentality was like, we're gonna play around you guys. We're not gonna really play on to that, the cash out, to the vault, to anything. And so that kind of just led them to a swift 2-0 into NTH Esports. Followed by that, we saw BKO, and we've been following BKO for quite a bit onto that. With Frog3, same situation, BKO and Frog3 with 2-0 going to BKO. In fact, afterwards, I think we had a slogan planned for this entire stream. Get on to the point. BKO with no name. We saw that into 2-1. We also had NTHX Esports and LRC, which we saw somehow turned around to LRC making it out on top with only one game to spare here on NTH Esports. Followed by that, we just saw our last game, which is how BKO turned this one into a 2-0 against NTH Esports. And finally, we're going to be sitting out in the grand finals here, and we've got a game for you to show. So, Artie, I mean, what else can we say before we're going to grand finals?
I mean, hey, this is it. This is the match we have been waiting